Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode. Stick around because I'm going to be breaking down each and every single one of the 6 divisions within Major League Baseball, and I'm going to be giving my predictions on who will come on top.
This episode's brought to you by Red Cape Films.
Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Red Cape Sports. My name is Bird Bouchard. Today I am incredibly excited because I'm going to be breaking down each and every single one of the 6 divisions in Major League Baseball for the upcoming 2020 MLB season. And to be quite honest with you, I'm not going to give you predictions on who I think is going to be the World Series champion, but rather just a very brief preview of the upcoming season. And of course, however, I will be going to give my prediction on who I think will win each division. So we'll jump right into it. As you can see, I've kind of mapped out the American League on the top and then the National League on the bottom. So obviously there's been a lot of key additions, free agency signings, and still a lot of players who want to be signed and maybe even traded. So that's maybe going to change things. So this is extremely early, but nonetheless, one or two key acquisitions or trades can't really change things too much. So we'll start out in the West in the American League. Right off the bat, here's going to be my winner, the Astros. Now, obviously, the Astros they've gotten a lot of attention lately. Not the greatest news, of course. Losing your head coach in Alex Hinch, and then also your GM. So that's not the greatest news, but regardless, the Astros just have the most firepower, top to bottom. They got 9 guys who can really hit the ball. So I got to go with the Astros there. Now looking at this, Rangers, they're always a team who can mash the ball, but unfortunately, for them to be successful, they're going to need to pick up some arms. They just don't have that. The Angels, best player in baseball, Mike Trout, but again, just not enough there. Mariners are a team who might surprise you, but at the end of the day, who knows? And then the Athletics, they're decent. That's a team that's probably going to win 90-ish games. Moving on in the Central, the Tigers they suck, plain and simple. Royals, who knows? I mean, Jorge Soler, he's doing okay. Now, the easy prediction here is to say the Indians, but I'm not going that way. I'm actually going with the Minnesota Twins. Minnesota Twins had a very busy offseason so far. There's obviously still a lot of time in the offseason, but they picked up a lot of arms. They got a minor league system full of talent and prospects and guys who they've already called up, or at least who they plan on calling up. But most importantly, their rotation is strong, probably the best rotation out of the Central. White Sox are another team that you definitely want to pay attention to. The White Sox are up and coming, and if I am going to give one more prediction, it's that they will win a World Series by 2025. You heard it here first. Out in the East, probably the most difficult, most stacked division, at least in the American League. The Rays are good, certainly have a lot of prospects, good arms. I like what they're doing there. They've really kind of revolutionized baseball in terms of not really having starters, but shut down closers who throw the first couple innings. So I really like that. Red Sox, oh boy, more news coming out today of, electronically stealing signs. Blue Jays, they're going to struggle a bit. I think that they can certainly contend, but we'll see. In terms of the Orioles, hopefully Adley Rutschman can help them. But that's even if Adley Rutschman does get called up this year. So the winners, and myself included, I don't really like this, but the New York Yankees. Now, in terms of the 2 wildcard teams, I look at this. Honestly, wildcard, I'm going to go with the White Sox for a wildcard team, and the Athletics. So those are my 2 wildcard teams. I'm not quite sure who's going to win that matchup, but nonetheless, I definitely tune in to see that. Moving on to the National League, where pitchers still got to hit, unfortunately. Out in the West, you got the Giants, Dodgers, D-backs, Padres, and Rockies. If the Rockies lose Nolan Arenado, they're not going to be very good, and I think that they will lose him. Rockies aren't going to win that division. Sorry, Colorado fans. Padres are going to be a fantastic ball team. A lot of up-and-coming guys such as Fernando Tatis Jr., the addition of Eric Hosmer, and then just fantastic prospect pitching, especially in Mackenzie Gore. That's another arm to be, on the lookout for. Giants, I can't really see them doing much, so the easy pick, at least here for me, are the Dodgers. Dodgers are fantastic year in, year out. Take them. Moving on into the Central, this is probably the most difficult division in all of Major League Baseball. On any single night, any single one of these teams can beat up on each other. The Reds made consistent strides this offseason. I'm really excited to see what they do, especially with the late season addition of Trevor Bauer from last year. That's fantastic. The Brewers, young up-and-coming team. The Pirates, like I said, they can beat anyone on any given night. The Cubs, Cubs are pretty good, especially adding Nicholas Castellanos. Whether or not they can retain him is another thing. But, even though I'm a Cardinals fan, all bias aside, I think the Cardinals here, especially if they do end up getting Nolan Arenado, as many seem that they're, if they do end up getting Nolan Arenado, like a lot of baseball fans and rumors seem to suggest, then that means that they'll probably have the two best defensive fielders in both the hot corners, being first and third base. They're young, they can hit the ball, and they got pitching, to go far, especially to win a division like that. They'll probably the winner of this division will probably need about 95 wins, so I'm going to go with them there. Moving on into the NL East, the Nats, hey, what can I say? Bryce Harper promised them a World Series championship, and he got them one, so that's awesome. The Mets, sorry Mets, whoop, you guys are going to suck this year. Marlins, whoop, sorry Derek Jeter, you guys are going to suck. So realistically, it's a three-team race. The Phillies just haven't quite done enough for me yet. Obviously, the Nationals are going to be good, but I want to throw in a little shocker here. I'm going to go with the Braves. The Atlanta Braves, at least in my opinion, young up-and-coming team, probably the best young baseball player outside of Mike Trout and Alex Bregman, and Ronald Acuna Jr. They got the pitching, so I really like the Braves to win that. I'm going to take the Nationals for a wild card team. And Padres aren't quite there yet. I really want to say the Padres. I don't think they'll get there. And I'm actually going to go wild card for the Brewers. I think this division is going to be so close. I really do want to say the Phillies, but for the sake of predictions, here are my predictions. Best record in baseball, look no further than the Dodgers. The Dodgers will absolutely have the best record in baseball. Out of all these teams, the Yankees year in, year out, they're always strong. The Twins, again, this is just probably the worst division in baseball. That's why I went with the Twins. The Astros, the Athletics can certainly probably win that division. But, even though they'll be looking for a new manager and everything else like that, this is just such a stacked team, right? Then the Cardinals, like I said, this is going to be an extremely difficult race. The winner of this, again, will probably need 95 plus wins, is what I can certainly see. And then again, in the East, that's going to be really a three-team race between the Nats, the Braves, and the Phillies. Anyway, am I right? Probably not. Am I wrong? Who knows? But regardless, I really love baseball. I really love all the comments that we always receive. So let me know down in the description, or in the comments section. Let me know. Am I right? Am I wrong? If you have any predictions yourself, just let us know. I always enjoy reading them. So anyway, thank you all so much. Can't wait for the 2020 MLB season. And I'll see you guys next time. Can you drop me off at the Timmy's for 10?
Keep dancing? Yeah.